Legend of Total War here, and this is a quick overview of the campaign map for Total War Warhammer. So this is a video file that was sent to me by Creative Assembly to review over it and basically let you guys have some thoughts of it, because some people have asked me, what are my thoughts on Total War Warhammer, and I've been waiting until this moment, I suppose, to actually reveal everything, rather than just reply to 100 people in comments, which is a huge drain on time. Much easier and much more, I think, informative if I do a video with the visuals right there. So this is a video file. It's 3 minutes 17 seconds long. We're just going to go through it bit by bit, and I'll explain my thoughts, because I had a chance to talk to the developers. I did see the work in progress of the campaign of Total War Warhammer when I was there, and I did ask as many hard questions as possible. So I'll try and go through that with you now. I mean, obviously you guys would have seen this footage from other YouTubers that got onto their shit a little bit faster than I did. I had other things to do, unfortunately. So right here we can see a Dwarven Lord. We can't really see many details of his army, but I'm pretty sure that was like nothing, so he's got actually no troops in his army. Now in this campaign, I think the main focus is going to be on actual characters. So from what I told them, what I asked from them in regard to generals, okay, you get your two legendary lords, like you get to pick one, and I'm pretty sure you get the other one at some point down the track. But then this comes down to generals. Now in Total War Rome 2 and Attila, you're limited to the amount of armies that you can have via Imperium. And one thing I specifically asked them is Imperium going to make a return in Warhammer, and is there any going to be artificial limits on I guess, not artificial, but imposed limits on how many armies or generals you can hire at a time? And the response that I got from them was no. They didn't say necessarily there wasn't going to be Imperium, but there wasn't going to be incremental limits on how many armies. So essentially, it is possible. I don't know this for certain, because I haven't actually played it. I haven't physically actually recruited a general, but apparently the example I gave them was, if I had enough money, could I hire 50 generals? And they said, if you had enough money, yes, you could hire 50 generals. So I think that's great, because one of the things I really didn't like about Total War Rome 2 and Attila was these limits on armies. I mean, I kind of get why they're there, but at the same time, it takes away a lot of the strategic things that I would do, using multiple small armies to outmaneuver enemies, rather than just bull rush them head on. Now, another thing is, most of the focus is going to be on, I guess, building up your characters. And another thing is, apparently, with this campaign, there's not going to be any years. So no one is going to age in this campaign, apparently. So we're going to see characters that live as long as they can survive in this world. So apparently there's going to be a lot out there that's going to kill them. But if you can keep your generals alive, you get to make a very long use of it. And the campaign is supposed to run for probably about 200 to 400 turns, depending on your playstyle and what you want to achieve. But there is no end date. It just runs on turns. There's no years. Let's keep moving. Oh, actually, we'll just talk about settlements as well. So here we have, I don't know what settlement this is. There's no name over this, but most of the settlements are, really well designed in regard to the visuals here. So, and if an orc army went and took it, they place their stuff over it. However, the guts of the settlement, like when you click on the settlement, what's actually there, I have seen that. Now, don't expect anything different from Total War Attila, basically. We got population surplus, we got one major city, two minor cities, the major city with six maximum building slots, the two minor cities with 4 building slots. And I'm pretty sure there's some building variety, but basically it's the same sort of structure from Total War Attila. I really hope they move away from this in the next historical Total War. I think that it's fine with Warhammer, because I actually do think Warhammer is all about the characters, not really about building up these settlements or anything like that. So I guess we can put up with that system for another game, but I really hope they move away from it in the next Total War and return to one thing I really want to make clear to them is, dynamic cities that actually have a physical representation of population, and that the income of a settlement should always have been represented by the population, not by the buildings. The buildings should amplify things. Just like I know I always go on about Medieval 2, but it had the most dynamic Rome 1 and Medieval 2. It had the most dynamic economy system, and it just we need something that's dynamic like that. That's all I'm asking. It doesn't have to be the exact same, but that was the beauty of Medieval 2, was just how dynamic it was, and all these little things that could affect the settlement income, like the fact that it could trade between two different settlements. The fact that if an army stood on the road, it would block trade between, as in an enemy army, would block trade between another settlement. And all the settlements trade between each other. It wasn't faction to faction trade. It was settlement to settlement. Anyway, let's keep moving. Okay, so here we can see a few more details of what's going on. So you can see that it does have a very Attila-esque feeling to it, to me. The design of it looks good. There's a lot of, it's not taking up too much space. You can see here the unit cards. I guess they've been taking attrition. Maybe the trolls there. I can't look up it because it's just a video file. What's that? I don't know. Who knows what any of these things are? That looks like tech. And then we've got our war banner. So basically, I want to talk about this here. This is like that's called fightiness. That's it. But I believe that you'll want to keep it above this point here, at the bare minimum. But what you really want is it to get to here. When you get to here, that's when you get a war going on, and I won't reveal, because I want to leave a few surprises. I don't want to reveal everything about the campaign. That would be the point of that. But trust me, if you're playing as the Orcs, you'll want to get this as high as possible, and you'll want to not get to here. Basically, around here, it's like attrition, and up here, it's good stuff. Trust me. Now you can also see over here, this is their level. So this is a level 11 Orc Lord. I don't know which one it is. I don't think it's it's Musk the Astute. Maybe that's his name. And I don't know what this bar here means either. But anyway, there's a lot of character development in this. Like, if you were to click on it, because when we were there at Creative Assembly, they were showing us the Orc campaign, and we looked at the building browser, or not the building browser, the unit tech tree for leveling up an Orc legendary lord, or just an Orc general. In general, there's a lot of detail. I can't remember everything. I couldn't bloody sit there with a video camera recording it, nor did I want to. But all I can say is a lot of detail. I'm actually really excited for it, just for the character roleplay. Like I said, the buildings, the settlements in this, same as Attila. It's pretty much a problem that I had with it, but not really focus on that. Focusing on the sheer amount of character development is going to be awesome in Total War Warhammer. Also, we can see... crap. Let me just go back to that. You can see here, as they put their mouse cursor over this, sort of the breakdown of their skills. And I guess that's represented by the yellow and the red. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I'd need to test that once I play it. Anyway, let's keep moving. So those are also 2 items that he has. So you can get items throughout the campaign for your legendary lords. And also a thing to note, you see how he's only got 1 unit in this guy. That's the legendary lord there. I think it's a legend. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a general, and he looks like he's lost units. That's not the case. He's got health. So let's just say he's got 100 health in total. In battle, he'll have like a health bar over him, and as you continue to damage him, it'll fall down. But that amount of damage doesn't heal straight away when he gets into the next battle. So you really want to keep an eye on the health of your lords. You can see there, it's basically the same structure as Attila, which, as far as units are, that's settlements look pretty much the same. I mean, this kind of battle here. You can see they must have held this settlement for like must have been holding siege for a while. But here we can see also you can get banners after certain battles. Like in this, you'll find you get loot after some battles, a lot more than you would in any of the other Total Wars. And sometimes you get items. Now these are banners that the whole army is having, and you can see here the effects that they apply. And what you can do is you can drag these banners onto specific units and give them those bonuses. I don't know what the maximum level of banners that you can have are, but here they've got 2. And they're just going to auto-resolve it. Now, this is a concern right here. Okay. Now, this is something that I did bring up with them. When I was looking at this video here, I was very concerned by what I saw here. Basically, I do wonder about the auto-resolve calculations, and I did bring this up with them. Now, you can see what happened. This unit here has been completely annihilated. Now, this army here didn't stand a chance. You know, the Orcs brought 1,400 soldiers up against 81. They outnumbered them, you know, just about 20 to 1. And yet these trolls or ogres or whatever got wiped out in the fight. Now, this is very indicative of Rome 2 auto-resolve calculations, where if you had an elephant in your army and you auto-resolved it, just because it had low numbers, it would just about always get wiped out. Or if it didn't get wiped out, it'd have like 1 or 2 soldiers left, meaning that the auto-resolve possibly is favoring numbers over strength. Now, that's something that I brought up with them when I was there, because the thing is, if it favors numbers over strength in the auto-resolve, you get where, you know, most of you know that I used some very cheesy tactics in Total War Attila to basically get through the campaign very quickly, spamming, rather than, you know, trying to get, you know, a variety of units, you know, just spamming units that have high numbers and high defense stats, knowing full well that the auto-resolve calculation favors them. You can get better results, and if you've got a fully professional army and manually resolve it, just, you know, so you just auto-resolve your way through any campaign. And another problem is, you know, if these units here, these ogres are favored so badly during such a pitiful auto-resolve, you know, it forces you to fight even the smallest battle manually, or else, or else you're going to lose them, basically. And I can't imagine that these ogres here would be cheap. Now, of course, this is of course early development, and they did assure me that, you know, there has been a very complicated tweak to the what's it called, to the auto-resolve calculations. But I think it definitely needed it, because like, one thing I really wanted to make sure was that they wouldn't bring back the cheesiness, because I didn't want to use the auto-resolve in all over the place. The only reason I did it was because it was effective. Like, that's the thing with me. I will do what's effective even if I don't actually enjoy it. Let's keep moving. And as you can see here, we get loot. They got 613 gold crowns or whatever. You can see that, because this is essentially the Orc campaign, they don't make much money, probably because they've got a lot of armies, but they've got a huge amount of treasury, so I guess they make a lot of money through loot. Now, here's another thing. Just looking at that amount of loot, they just conquered a settlement, right? There's a dwarven settlement that only had 613 loot. I think that's a little bit less than it should be, especially, you know, if you're an orc, and let's just say that, you know, 613 could be the cost of just that one unit right there. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's just for winning the battle. We haven't sacked the settlement yet. Getting experience. Lower the volume here a little bit. You can see the 3 different options. I'll just wait for that to go. So, oh crap. So we've got occupy, loot, and occupy, sack, raise. But you can see raising is worth quite a lot of money. So that's actually quite good. Sacking it, you know, obviously, you know what we all know what all these things do. But I guess if you wanted to build an empire, the way to go would be probably loot and occupy. I mean, you'd get public order problems, but look at that cash. Anyway, let's move on.
Now we're talking.
And as you... Oh, hang on, let's just get a bit closer. We can see... Well, not close, a bit further out. You can see that they've completely redesigned the look of that settlement now because they occupied it. So that's Karak Hadrim. Oh, crap. Let me just try and get back to that right there. Hang on. Fuck. Damn it. There. Alright. Oh, crap. God damn it. I'm just trying to get those settlement details, but the mouse cursor was in the way. Alright, that'll just have to do. So it's 51% something. So here are the different cultures. You can see that, I think, that's 9% corruption or chaos. So there's the public order. That's how much money it's making per turn. So it was pretty pitiful. So there mustn't really be built up very much at all. Or maybe the orcs just can't make use of the income. I have no idea what that is. See that dwarf there, looks like it's in a fortified position. The campaign map looks absolutely stunning, there's no doubt about that. The amount of detail that's in this is amazing. And you really do get a feel like this world is huge. Let me just go back to that right there. This here. Now, they did speak on this briefly when we were at Creative Assembly, that this is some sort of special spot. To be honest, I think I must have not really been paying attention that much when they were talking about this specific area here. But this isn't a settlement, but it's like some sort of wonder. Now, apparently this area, I don't quote me on this one if I'm wrong, but I think it generates more magic than, you know, normal areas. So, like, you can put one of your agents there and like spellcast or something more than usual, or raid or something like that. And there's something to do with like these wonders here. So that's one of them. I can't remember. That's like the Bone Tower or something, but it's not actually a settlement. Let me just come back to that right there. Ah, damn it, this suck. Okay, they definitely... we were... let me just try and get a better look at it. Alright. When I was at Creative Assembly, they did talk about this specific situation right here, but it doesn't look like they're focusing on it in this video, but that's fine. So, basically, as you can see here, we've got this goblin lord here, or orc lord, whatever, he looks like a goblin. Maybe he's a wall, I don't know. But he's basically trapped by two dwarven armies. Both these dwarven armies are coming at him from either side. Now, apparently, this orc is able to get away by burrowing underneath the ground and coming out through the other side. So that's really cool that you can sort of get away like that. But then we run into the problem was, if you could just burrow everywhere, it could be nearly impossible to hunt them down sometimes. So we'll see how that plays out. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how things burrow underneath the ground. But from what I could see, there is no map underneath the map. Like, you can't actually see the underground. It's just sort of like, it allows you to pass through otherwise impassable terrain. However, there's always a chance that when you go underground, that, for example, you get intercepted by this army, and then you get an underground battle. Okay, so over here we've got a quest. So this is for Gitsnik by the look of it. Let's keep going. No, it's for Grimgor Ironhide. Gitsnik is his weapon, so I don't know all the Warhammer shit. So the way the quests work in this is when you level up. So if you got Grimgor Ironhide, this quest doesn't become available based on time. It's based on when you level him up, and you'll have to actually spend your points to get the quest. However, getting the quest is definitely worth it because you can see down here it gives some pretty interesting, you know, buffs to do it. And the thing is, if you go into this quest and you fail it, it won't go away. You can come back with an army and try again. And it's just a preset army. It's not all quests are also, you know, defeat certain armies. So this is, yeah, defeating an empire bring Empire in some battle. It's a preset army. If you don't defeat them, I'm pretty sure you come back and they're at full strength. Oh, that's the end of it. Yeah, so there's a bit of stuff there that that we showcase. I'll just go through it again there. Oh, I'll just pause it. So yeah, that's basically it. So my overall thoughts are I am actually really excited for Total War Warhammer. Obviously, there's things that I would have done differently, but that's me being completely nitpicky. Having, like I said, a look at it, I'm most excited to get in there with the characters, develop my generals up, and customize them, and get lots of unique characters, and have some really good battles. Some of the concerns that I've got are, the auto resolve. Am I going to be able to get into a campaign on legendary difficulty, hire Levy Spears or Levy Orc Freeman or whatever, and just blitz my way through it just with auto resolve? I really hope that that's not the case, and that auto resolve can be really punishing and random, because that's what it should be. When you with the auto resolve, it really should be a case of rolling the dice, and we haven't really seen any evidence for or against that, because they just haven't shown it. Clearly that's something they're still working on. But anyway, that's the end of this episode of this video, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, leave it in the comments below. Obviously, I don't know everything about Total War Warhammer. I only know what was shown to me. But the game's coming out in a few months, and I guess we'll all play it soon. Don't forget that I'm doing a Total War Warhammer giveaway competition. So if you want to win a free copy of it, all you can do is watch that. So I'm playing as Call of Warhammer, the Medieval 2 mod, which is incredibly detailed. It will actually be interesting to see how Call of Warhammer, how much different Total War Warhammer will be to Call of Warhammer, and how much detail there is in comparison. And another thing is I have also got 2 free CD keys for Age of Charlemagne, so I'll be giving those away on a live stream soon. I'm just trying to organize my schedule around a time that would actually be suitable. Because the thing is, because I'm in Australia, sometimes a good time for me to live stream is when everyone else is asleep. So that's always a pain in the ass. But keep an eye on my Facebook page. I'll try and make sure I give you guys at least 12 hours notice before doing it, the live stream, because I'll be giving them away during a live stream. I'm probably just going to do like battles on Total War Attila, and just play with you guys, and if you manage to beat me, I'll give you a CD key, that kind of thing. I've only got 2 of them, so I don't have heaps to give away. But anyway, that's the end of this, and I'll see you next time, fuckers.